Jack giving you the keys to the money. Jimmy got a mantra, I like making money. Bouquet holds it down, here's to the chat. I'm thinking about leche. Tell me where you at. Leche. 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 Leche.
What's up, cappers, gamblers, punters, hustlers, Mr. Jose Bouquet, all these great cappers in the chat. Happy Good Friday to you all. The Easter weekend begins, and it must begin with cash. As you guys know, I was in the throes of insomnia, coming back from Pub 5. I hadn't slept since Tuesday, 1 p.m. Jose, I hallucinated after the show 3 different times. But I slept. I broke through. I slept for 5 hours and I feel much better. What was holding me back, though, was I kept live betting the Vegas Golden Knights, unit after unit after unit after unit. I was sitting there. I was like, I couldn't stop hitting the Golden Knights, and it felt nice. That helps as our Matty Ice song, "Easier to Sleep in the Black." Jose, how are you, my friend?
I am still tired from Palooza, but we are the last day of the week here, so it should be exciting here. A few games of action in here and a big Friday, so can't wait.
I've added a ton of action. I have my first triple ups of the NBA season.
Oh, exciting.
I think it was from hammering the Knights so hard last night, so many times, like kind of breaking a bit of rules. I have my first triple ups. I have 2 triple ups in the NBA season. Great to see everybody. Ninja Frog. We got the Weed team. Billy Friedrich, Pig Milk play of the day. Look at that. Oh, that scares me. He does not believe in the Taylor Burke tandem. Wow, that scares me. That scares me because Oh, that scares me. That scares me very, very much. We got Truth Teller says the Blue Jays are ass. Wow. I forgot what happened last year. Oh, yeah, we made it to Game 7 of the World Series. Justin McKelvey in the house. Stacks play today, 1 and 2 locked in. Got to copy and paste all of these. I was scrambling to get all my action in. Scrambling. You know, I didn't even wait for the Bet365 first quarters. They hadn't come out. I was like, okay. I would have preferred to send them in, but I didn't even wait. So we got Stacks play today, 1 and 2 in here. We have the Nuke Worker in the house, and I love Truth Tellers Extreme. There's nothing wrong with extreme comments. You're probably upset, as in that series versus the Rockies, and I can understand that. The Nuke Worker in the house. We got Big Daddy Boom and the Goracle blessing our action with a $5 dono. Valencia plus 134. Pagula Kessler money line in WTA at plus 108 for the Goracle. I've got to get in here early to make sure that I've got all of the plays of the day. We need to know what you guys are on. We are on strict time situation. He no ball in the house. Brewers money line, Marlins money line for he no ball. Big Daddy Boom. Tigers. He's on the Detroit Tigers, as am I. We're going to have to work quickly here. There's my man Elio, Top Set, a.k.a. Buck Knife in the house. Let me get Big Daddy Boom's action. Please put your plays of the day in the chat. That's how we close all our shows, is going over everybody's plays of the day. And Jose Bouquet, my friend, let's get right to work here in Major League Baseball. It's home openers everywhere, and they are extremely exciting. It's going to be a very, very, very fun day. So let's get started with the Washington Nationals home opener, Mr. Bouquet. Dodgers and Nationals, Emmett Sheehan and Miles Michaelis. You click on Miles Michaelis. If you're like on ESPN, you click on Miles Michaelis, and then you look at the face, and you think, I can't invest in this guy. The thick mustache, the surly smile. It's like he's actually a different person. He's pretending to be Miles Michaelis. He's like,
Sure.
You know, he's had a bad start. I don't know what are your expectations of Miles Michaelis this year? How about this? 4.80 ERA, 1.41 WHIP, over or under?
Over. Maybe not the WHIP, but the ERA for sure.
We have his first start was at the Cubbies. He got touched up, and I sat here with Emmett Sheehan, who also did not get off to a good start. We go plays of the day coming in, and today's Truth Teller's birthday. Oh man, happy birthday, Truth Teller! 44 today. Oh, we need a birthday winner for Truth Teller.
Yeah,
more action here. Oh, the Valencia Besiktas parlay plus 134 on the money line. Thank you, Gorky, my man. I'll get this all copied and pasted. So, Jose, why don't you take over here? I got a couple things I got to copy and paste, but I'll tell you what. The Dodgers have played the 4 straight unders. So I imagine a lot of people have lost a lot of money on the unders for the Dodgers games. The first 2 went over. I imagine gamblers who believe in this Dodgers offense, and why shouldn't they, would be hammering them. And then they lose 4 straight. I'm not an over better. It's beautiful weather here. It's certain spots. Beautiful weather here in Toronto today. It's going to be freezing again tomorrow. It's beautiful weather in Detroit. It's beautiful weather in Washington. Plus 15% home runs, plus 1% doubles and triples, plus 5% singles, plus 8% runs. I can feel less manic in my voice just from getting 5 hours sleep and breaking through the insomnia. I moved on my first overs of the season. The first overs of the season, Jose. And I got the 9.5. I know that they're better. What you could have got a 9, and I'd please go over all of this. And Dodgers over 9 minus 115. Justin, spectacular. I mean, you crushed the line. Excellent work. I got the 9.5 minus 110. That sucks. A push for you is a loss for me. Jose, why is the first 5 at 4.5? Now it's only at 4.5 at certain books. 4.5 at minus 20, 120 at Bet365 makes no sense whatsoever to me. And maybe in a couple weeks, if there's some concern about the bankroll and the record, I would stay off of it. I could not do that here. I bet the first 5 over 4.5 minus 120. It felt like an off-market line. Can you touch on Dodgers, Nationals? And I'll tighten up the rest of the chat. It's just some of these games we didn't talk about last night. This is one of them. Take it away, my man, Jose.
Yep, I'll be brief. I didn't have anything here. This line opened up minus 220, and it is skyrocketed to what, like minus 250, I think it is, 270 at Bet Online. So everyone's expecting Miles Michaelis to get touched up. So I hope this is one of those days where he can keep it together for 5 innings, 6 innings, however long you need him to do. So no action for me, but shout out to Billy Friedrich, Truth Teller, all the people in the chat, Nasty Nate, Jay Cop, all you guys.
I love it. We got a Tambian 96 Viper. We got plays of the day coming in. Truth Teller, Seattle Mariners, Nuke Worker, Blue Jays double result at minus 120. I'm going to keep copying and pasting. So why don't you set up our next spot on the board? Now it is my spot, and we talked about the Framber Valdez, the expectation that the Cardinals will struggle against lefties. I went over how all of this excitement around Michael McGreevy. I get it. 2021 first round draft pick. He did not look that good, I thought, in 2025. He looked like he had potential, but his velocity drops 3 miles an hour. Now he's throwing 90, and we're saying he's the next Greg Maddux. He's looked incredible in spring training. He doesn't allow a hit in that first start. And I call the bluff. I'll call this. I do not buy it. Framber Valdez, we talked about his relationship with AJ Hinch. Hinch wants him here. The weather is so warm today for opening day in Tiger Stadium. The streets are a mess right now in Detroit. Every open liquor everywhere, blunt smoke in the air, smiling and laughing with cops. Only one day a year this happens in Detroit, opening day. I got the Tigers -1 at -116. I want to copy and paste some more best bets from cappers in the chat. Great to see everybody. Thank you for joining us. So can you give us the line history? Did I beat the line? Is it moving towards the Tigers? It's just Tigers -1 at minus 116. And to touch on quickly, Comerica, how warm it is today out of nowhere. It's going to go back to cold tomorrow. It's minus 4% home runs, but plus 8% doubles and triples, plus 6% singles, plus 5% runs. It's the fourth most offensive weather. I will refresh Ballpark Pal again to see if anything's changed the last couple hours, but take it away, Jose.
Yeah, this line really has not moved too much. It was minus 170, minus 170 last night. It's now minus 168 at Bet Online here, so not too much movement. Bookmaker has a minus 174. They haven't moved it at all there, open there. So I understand. I'm staying off. I was looking at first five Cardinals because I don't like Framber Valdez this year, but given the conviction of Jimmy the Bag here, I stayed off. I'll watch as an interested observer.
Why do you not believe in Framber this year?
I just think when he gets paid, I think he's going to take his foot off the gas. Here, I just don't believe in his character, as they say.
Wow. Wow. And so it's an interesting take, and we'll keep coming back to it. I think I've copied a lot of action here from Cappers in the chat. More plays of the day. Send them in. Big Show's action is in. That was the last one I copy and paste, right? And we can roll on. And let's do exactly that. I need a McGonigal from our Big Show picks in the house. Nicholas Handy, great to see you. And nice job snaking that 9. A nice job, Justin. Again, 4 straight unders for the Dodgers. I was a little late to the party. BJ Bruce Huncho in the house says the Tigers win. I agree. Let's roll on, Jose. Now we get the home opener in the Bronx. And last night on the show, I didn't want to get this in yet. Well, I couldn't because the first 5s weren't out and the first 3s weren't out. And I told you that I was very interested in backing Yuri Perez here. I was interested in backing the Marlins first 5 plus a half. I was interested in backing the first 3 under. And let's go over the line moves here because I was unable to make these moves. First off, this is an 8, a minus 118 to the under, basically a 7.5, and a 7.5 at a lot of books. So what do you think the first 3 under 2.5 should be if we wanted to move on it? It's a 7.5, 8. What do you think?
First 3 under 2.5, you said?
Yeah.
I'd probably expect it to be minus 120, something bettable, minus 130.
Now, this is a 20-cent vig on each side at the 365. Very expensive bets, these first 3. I would expect it to be a little bit juice. So the minus 120 means it's a pick'em line at the 2.5.
So you think minus 140?
It's minus 105.
Oh.
I was astonished. It's
Wow.
minus 135 to the over. I was like, well, I can't. The books are saying that this is going to go over early and slow down. So I was astonished. So I had to stay off of it, Jose. There was just no other choice for me. It just, I can't, that we talked so much about that last year and our success with first 3s.
What was the first 5 difference?
That's
you talked about that last night. Potentially could be minus 140. We'll see.
Yes, I will. Let's grab the difference of first 5. So let's grab it. I'm going to pull up Penny. I'm going to pull up Penny right now so we can go over that stuff. Let me grab that for you. But it looks like, unfortunately, I'm going to be off of the home opener at Yankee Stadium. The only option is to back Will Warren. So let's go over the cash flow. Should Will Warren then be back? Like, should I flip the switch here? You got 55% of the tickets and 58% of cash on Perez. So the public knows the Marlins are 5-1. I think that the public, the Yankee tax, and the Yankees are 5-1 too. So cash flow here for this one, we have 68% of tickets on the over and 92% of cash on the over. The full game is dropping. The first 3 is climbing. I'm just getting so many mixed messages here. I'm going to get the difference between the first 5 and the full game over at Penny, but your take on Marlins Yankees.
Yeah, I think this line was lined super high for a reason. I expect the Yankees to roll here. Like I said, if this was me lining this line, it probably would have been minus 140 full game. I think that the drop off between Yuri Perez and the Marlins bullpen isn't that bad yet. But the fact this is minus 175 with Will Warren on the bump the worst pitcher for the Yankees made me feel like, okay, well, the Yankees probably roll today.
Wow.
If they're
You're
minus
right.
175 against the Yankees or against
Wow.
Uri, then
Wow. It's just a massive, massive difference. Like we said.
minus 140.
Yeah. On the dot. At penny. On the dot. And minus 169 full game.
Yeah, well, I'm not too surprised by that, I guess, now that we said it. But I mean, it'd be first 5-0 for me. And you obviously can't take the under because it seems like there's going to be some runs here. But it'd be first 5-0 for me. Honestly, gun to head, if I had to make one bet in this game, it'd probably be Yankees -1.
Okay, well, I'll tell you what, Jose, the first 5+ halves back on the board. Isn't that, come on, that's such a massive difference. And we nailed it.
Yeah, I understand.
And I got so uncomfortable with the idea that the first three was the market was saying it's going to fly over. Everybody betting the over. You know what they're saying? You know what the books are saying? The books are saying that all these people and all this cash on the over are going to start feeling really good about themselves early and lose.
It would be an interesting live betting situation for you guys.
Wow. Okay. First 5+ a half is back on the board here. We're going to have lots of time to bet. Let's roll on, Jose. 2:10 p.m. Eastern, the Padres, Boston Red Sox, Fenway Park in Boston, Massachusetts. I just want to set the table for you here. This line's moved back slightly towards the Red Sox. TJ told us last night that the Padres were the best bet on the board. So I moved on the Padres full game after the show. And then I moved on them first half this morning. So I've doubled down, fading your Red Sox on opening day. I'm nervous about it. Like, I'm not sitting here very confident. The Padres overall have gone from +113 to +109. And from a total standpoint, and I'm afraid to look at the chat. This total is dropping and dropping and dropping. The 8.5 to the under is now -127. So there's 8s now on the board. Jose. Oh, and then cash flow wise, before we hear from Jose Bouquet on the Boston Red Sox home opener, 55% of the tickets, 56% of cash on the San Diego Padres, 56% of the tickets, 55% cash on the under. And for this cash flow, we use odds logic board. Take it away for us, Jose Bouquet, Padres, Red Sox opening day.
Yeah, I just think the Red Sox will play much better at home here, and I think they win this game. Local guy with Michael King, so I expect him to pitch pretty well as well. But Sonny Gray, veteran pitcher, don't expect a back-to-back bad outing from him either. And I think the Red Sox will win this game. Like you mentioned, there's 55% of the bets, 56% of the money on the Padres. Line hasn't really moved. This opened -120 to -125, now -120 at BOL. But this was another one of those games where I was like, this is a -110 line for me. And, I know 10 cents isn't too much. But I leaned Red Sox here and I moved on them. So I'm on the Boston Red Stockings here. I think I got -120.
And Nasty Nate, trifecta.
God bless you, Nate.
First 5.
That's
full
right.
Game. It's nice weather here in Boston. And Fenway Park -11% homers, but everywhere else is up. Boston isn't quite, let's go over this Boston weather here very quickly. See what we are dealing with. I guess it's not. It gets up to 59 by 4 p.m. So it's not. So it's much warmer here in Toronto. Much warmer today. I should say much, but
if I had more conviction about my totals in the season so far, I'd be betting the under in this game.
Shout out to our guy, Just My 2 Cents in the house. Oh, you're looking at a man that
slept for the first time in a week.
It's not a week, but broke through insomnia. I'm starting to come back to life, and it feels good. Let's roll on to the next spot on the board. The Chicago White Sox home opener here. I can't wait to watch this game. I can't wait to watch Dylan Cease. We know he starred for the White Sox 2019 2023, the Cy Young runner-up in 2022. And his expected ERA was a full run under, for 1.12 runs under his actual ERA. A tough luck year. Grant Taylor scheduled to start this one and then roll into Berkey. And then, Jose, we have our guy Pig Milk, our guy Billy Friedrich with the alt line for the Toronto Blue Jays. That caught me by surprise. Team total over 5.5 of +145. And the weather is cold. It is cold. Rate Field's the worst ballpark for weather today in baseball, minus 23% home runs, minus 17% doubles and triples, minus 4% singles, and minus 19% overall runs. But in pig milk, we trust. And if Billy says that Taylor and Burke are going to be susceptible, even in these conditions, well, it makes me nervous. It makes me nervous because I've moved on 2 spots here. I'm on the first 3 under 2. I bet that this morning at minus 102. And then I am on the under 8 at minus 120. But pig milk moving in a different direction. Sweet, sweet pig milk. Nine Legacy, Toronto capper moving on White Sox money line. Mr. Heat cease under 1.5 earned runs. Billy Freeman says, you know what's colder than the weather on the south side? The Sox pitching staff. Line history wise, this total is a 7.5 minus 125 to the under. That feels good because I got the 8 minus 120. I had to pay a dime for it. And then on the money line here, we have the Toronto Blue Jays minus 200. That's been pretty stagnant. That's been at minus 24. Well, it even got up to minus 212 at 3:30 in the morning. Opened up at minus 185, so still a 15-cent move. Jose Bouquet, take it away.
Excuse me. I think it's going to be a stay-off game for me, but I'll be watching. I'll be watching Dylan Cease's performance. I'll be watching how the White Sox do here. Line movement, minus 185 to minus 200 now for Dylan Cease. I get it. I'm not going to be on it, but I like Sean Burke, and I know he was a back pitcher for me last year, so I'll be interested to see how he does. Him and Shane Smith, who both were back pitchers for me last year, and Shane Smith has not treated me well so far, so we'll see how that goes.
We have the great Wine Time Sports in the house. Billy Heath says, going to Cubs Tribe today, any prop leans for fun. Respect, Billy Heath. So if anybody in the chat right now, because we only have 3 minutes to hammer Cubbies Guardians, it's our next spot on the board, and it's the Guardians home opener. And this game, this line was very difficult. All of the study on, how to attack this Guardians home opener, I felt like a deer in the headlights. So jump in the chat. Let us know. Stephen Fahrenbach says, so jealous you're going to be at the Tribe home opener. Is anybody in the chat looking at prop spots here for this one? Let's set a table for the game here in Cleveland. First off, let's talk about the conditions at Progressive. Minus 7% home runs, minus 14% doubles and triples, minus 6% singles, and minus 11% runs. Horton, as our Troy Torrance had predicted, was the Cubbies' star last year, or a star. Certainly the best pitcher on the staff, and that was predicted very early by Troy. They open up at minus 110. They get up to minus 119. They're back at minus 112. Cantillo, I'm not entirely sure what we're going to get from him, the lefty, and what the Cubbies are going to be doing against lefties. So this is the last week where we're not going to talk about splits, righties, lefties, offensive for both pitching. I might wait a little bit, but for all the hitting stats, I just don't trust the sample size at this point. So we haven't gone there yet. So the total in this game here is a 7.5 at minus 110. It opened up at 8, slightly juiced to the over. On the money line here for Cubbies Tribe, we have that tiny move to the Cubbies. And then when we look at the cash flow for the spot, 55% of the tickets are on the Cubs, but 70% of the cash is on the Guardians. 80% of tickets on the over, 91% cash on the over, and the books don't care. They're dropping it. Circa has not moved this line since it became available. Now, it hasn't been available for that long. They were a little patient with it. Jose, can you shine some light and bring some guidance, my man? Take it away.
Excuse me. Yeah, I was a little suspect of this line, Jimmy, and this is something I should be tracking, honestly. These suspect lines, like I think the Cubs should be a bet here, personally. Like minus 120, minus 115 seems like a great price. I agree. Cade Horton is a good pitcher. Joey's fine. But I generally trust the Cubs. I think they're going to be one of the best teams in baseball this year. But then I ask myself, why are they such a cheap price? Are they trying to get Guardians money in here? Is home field advantage really worth this much? Because if this was in Chicago, I think this should be a minus 150 line. So I'm going to stay off, but I need to be, I should be tracking like my fishy lines, and if I should be betting the side that seems obvious or not, because that doesn't, in other sports, it's not working. So we'll see if it works in baseball. Maybe I overthink it, like we talked about last night. But I'm off this game.
And the Guardians coming off, taking out the Dodgers. We got Acacia Miss Smokes a lot in the house. We got to move on to the next game, but I want to say something very quickly to our friend Steve Fehrenbach. I should have capped the Mammoth game on yesterday's show. They showed a lot of character taking out the Kraken 6-3 last night. You have a lot to be excited about. Not only should I have capped the game fully here on the show, but I should have bet them. So shout out to you, Utah Mammoth. Let's roll here. I tell you what, I'm interested in the Guardians because I agree that it just doesn't. This just doesn't quite make sense. It just doesn't quite make sense. But maybe it does. Do you think there's any hangover after the Dodgers series?
No, I don't think so.
Because it's home opener.
Yeah, I think, and it's so early,
Let's talk about the freezing cold temperatures here in our next spot. This is a game, Tampa Bay, Minnesota Twins here, that our very own Jose Bouquet has moved on. And now, Jose, I have as well. Very, very cold conditions here. It is mid-30s here. Mid-30s.
Christ.
There is snow, a chance of snow expected today, something that we could expect. We got 9 legacies plays of the day. I'm going to copy and paste here. And Billy Heath, you got some good stuff from the chat. I hope take it to the bank, man. Have an incredible time at the game, and we wish there was a row of us all hanging out together. I like it with 6 in the front, and then you got the 6 in the back so that your friends can be heckling you and others as the game goes on. Let's roll. MMA Locker Room in the house. That is the compliment here, man. Mr. Easy motherfucking E, man. That sounds pretty nice to me. So, Jose, I'll let you handle all of this here because you moved on this game last night. It was your game. But I will tell you this, that I did finally start thinking that Ober is going to handle himself. I pulled out a worksheet from August 15th. I wanted to compare the statistical analysis that we were doing with much more time now. And interestingly enough, your Rays pitcher, who you believe in here, was pitching on August 15th. And I broke him down in a heavy, heavy way. And I went over those numbers. And he wasn't as electric at that point. He was having kind of a down run. But I moved on unders. I'm on Tampa Bay, Minnesota, full game under 8. I paid a little bit for it at minus 119. And I'm on the first 3 under 2.5 at minus 125. And I had to sit there for a bit and think, should it be more expensive? And I thought, no, I can handle this one. Take it away for us, Jose Bouquet. Talk to us about Rays, Minnesota.
Yeah, Joe Boyle's not a pitcher that many people are going to hear of or heard of. He wasn't like a very top prospect, and yet the Rays have him in their starting rotation. Out of all the guys that could have gone out there and they could have got someone like Lucas Giolito, could have got anyone out there, and they chose Joe Boyle to go pitch here again. I think the Rays pitching factory is sinking their teeth into Joe Boyle will make him a competent to good starter this year, and I think we'll have some value for him, or at least with him for now. I think they should be minus 125 here. The Tampa Bay Rays, the Twins are going to be one of the worst teams in baseball. And I will trust the fact that the Rays can get it done against Ober in the cold. Now, obviously, my guy, Junior Caminario, being a Dominican Republic guy, I don't expect him to perform well in the cold, but I will be very interested to watch here and keep rooting on Joe Boyle. So I'm on the Tampa Bay Rays. I got them at minus 105. I'm double check. Yeah, minus 105. It's minus 110 each now. I've seen some lines moving towards the Rays, making them the favorite, which makes me feel a little better. But yeah, Rays for me.
The Rays, I'm seeing my card form like Voltron here coming together. I'm seeing the additions. Let's move on to the next spot on the board here. And by saying that, I'm starting to like the Guardians more and more as we kind of sit with it. Phillies, Rockies, Coors Field in Denver, Colorado. Rockies home opener. Cooler temperatures, but of course, this is Coors Field in the thin air. And we have plus 5% homers, plus 17% doubles and triples, plus 23% singles, and plus 26 runs. It's changed slightly from the breakdown, the combined effect breakdown of last night. And a lot of you guys were way ahead of me and with the fade Nola train. And I can understand why. You guys were ahead of me in the fade Nola trade because there's times where my love of baseball gets in the way. I romanticize the old time, the vets, and I don't want them to die. Long are the days when the Negro brothers will be pitching in their 40s. But, I kept thinking, come on, Aaron Nola, show him at home, show him. He's not showing nothing. And Lorenzen, from that WBC, I know his first start wasn't great, but Lorenzen is a better pitcher than Nola right now. And yes, the Phillies are 3-3, but the Rockies have a little bit of hope. The Phillies are a decent baseball team, but the Rockies have a little bit of hope at the start of the year. They're not 60 games under 500 right now. They don't hate going to the ballpark. And I told you I was going to move on the Rockies. I found these numbers too appealing. Top set on the Phillies -1.5. Look, we can all cash this. And look, Millsy also liking that Quan prop as well. It's great stuff because our guy Billy Heath going to be at the game. I doubled up, Jose. I moved on the Colorado Rockies first 3 plus a half at -120. And I moved on the Colorado Rockies first 5 plus a half at +110. I moved on them both with this Nola fade trade. Elio says Rockies are smoke and mirrors. I don't need them to do much here. I just need them to touch a guy who won't be in the rotation and won't be on this team probably by the end of the year. It makes me sad to say that. Can you touch on line history and your thoughts on this spot, Jose?
Yes, I'm off this game, as you guys know in the chat here, but I'm not seeing any line movement. -195 is still -195 at Bet Online, which is a good thing. We typically see those favorites get some juice moving towards them in baseball. And as for splits here, if I can find them, there we go. 58% of the bets and 61% of the money on Aaron Nola and the Phillies. Everyone all over the over in this game. I agree with you, though. I Nola's a fade pitcher. I'm just going to wait until later in the season to do it.
Top set all over Phillies, just a rake here. Wine Time's got Rockies team total over 3.5 -130. That's a nice price, too. And Rod saying Rockies have lost each of their last 11 games against National League opponents. And again, if we're sitting here with them 45, 50 games under 500, it's more difficult to make this bet. But in the beginning of the year, all these teams have hope. Let's roll on to the next spot on the board. 7:40 p.m. Eastern, we have the Brewers facing the Kansas City Royals. We're at Kauffman Stadium in Kansas City, Missouri. I found this game perplexing. I was just off. When you're off of a game so violently, then it's easy just to not bet it. And that's why I didn't even include it in yesterday's breakdowns. The question mark here is Avila. And maybe Jose, I'll set up the line history and cash flow, and then you can touch on Luinder Avila. We weren't sure. There was some books and some places stating a different pitcher on the mound, but it is going to be Avila. Billy Friedrich saying that he's close to moving on the Royals. Let's take a look at the line history here and the weather in Kansas City. We have pretty nice weather at Kauffman at 21%. Plus 21% home runs, -3% doubles and triples, plus 2% singles, and plus 8% runs. When we get into the line history here, first off, the total, it's about Avila being a question mark, but we think Patrick is going to be strong. This line was, at the opener, Avila, what you had to use action, so with no pitcher on the mound at a bunch of books. But this one opened up with the Brewers plus 109. I think the line didn't really exist. Like when were you sure Avila was pitching? At what point? Last night?
Yeah, I saw him last night. I figured he was pitching last night.
I saw him at some books last night, but there was some confusion. I believe it was at about 9:51, 10 p.m. that it was confirmed that it was Avila, and that's when they were minus 105. So this line hasn't basically moved, and Patrick could be a monster this year. So I'd like your breakdown of Avila. Let me just give you the total here in the cash flow. We have a 9 minus 120 to the over. I'd seen a bunch of 9.5s. They're still out there. But it's a 9 at minus 120 at BOL. They've very interestingly enough been under some of these numbers, where the other books have opened up at 9s. They've been opening up at 8.5s and climbing, while the other books kind of drop from that 9. It's been very interesting how they've handled things here. Then from a cash flow standpoint here, we have here we go. We have 50% of tickets and 88% of the cash on the Brewers. So big bets coming in the Brewers. Why? This doesn't feel to me that the books care that much. 60% of tickets on the over, 84% of cash on the under. We got Dabby Cab in the house. Tigers first 5 minus a half. Nemo over 1.5 total bases. Brandon Marsh over 1.5 total bases for the Magic Man. Dabby Cab, Dabber. I love it. Jose, take it away.
I agree wholeheartedly with what Topset's saying in the chat. I think the Brewers should be minus 125 in this matchup. You're telling me that Chad Patrick was Chad Patrick the minor league pitcher of the year that we talked about last year that came up? I've already forgotten. He was a Brewer. But the point of this is that Chad Patrick, good pitcher, Brewers, a division-winning team, a solid team last year, and they open up as underdogs against the Royals with Luinder Avila, who's making his first career start. Give me the Kansas City Royals here. I get that this line is moving towards the Brewers. Minus 108 Brewers now at Bet Online. They're the favorite. I get it. Sure. And, I should probably refresh just to double check and make sure my lines are up to date. But still, the fact that this opened up at minus 120 Royals, I get that the pitching was a little messed up. But still, give me the Kansas City Royals here and Luinder Avila in his first start. I just was very surprised at this opening line. And another case where I might be overthinking it because, like I said, I think the Brewers should be minus 125, minus 130 in this matchup. And if I get crushed today, maybe I'll go to the betting the obvious line situation because I just am surprised by this. The Brewers, I think this is a line to attract bettors here, and I think the Royals can win this game outright.
I'm interested in joining. Now, Topset says this will close at minus 125. Now, if that happens, you'll be uncomfortable.
Sure, but, again, I'm more worried about the opener. It doesn't make me feel good that it's minus 120 opener for the Royals, pitching changes, whatever, and then we get minus 108 Brewers. That alone doesn't make me feel great.
It shouldn't. I'm telling you, there was a discrepancy as if Avila was actually making his MLB debut. That's what I think. Now, I could be wrong. Maybe. Can I hear from you guys in the chat? Did you guys think it was Avila the whole time starting? Because maybe that's a crucial point. Can you guys touch on that? But Wine Time says he agrees it should be minus 120. What line did you get, Jose?
Minus 110. Bet it this morning.
Jose on the Royals, minus 110. I could join you. No rush. I could join you. Let's talk about our next spot on the board, the great Wine Time Sports in the house. Now, we are going to be bringing in guests, and this probably is the spot where we need Wine Time live with us for the Angels opener. We're just figuring out how to do the show in an hour and figuring everything out at this point. But Wine Time wanted to talk about this baseball game, and I can't wait to talk about it. We've had I think in Jose, you can touch on the line moves, but it was a pretty clear move towards Reed Detmers, and I was a little surprised here. Of course, Brian Wu. We know how much money TJ was making on backing Brian Wu first 5, implicitly every game last year, and I don't know what Detmers is going to give you. And Detmers is he's another guy who's the oldest 26-year-old. It feels like we've been capping him for so long, and the line is clearly moving towards him. And so let me touch on the weather here. And, the Mariners, the Angels 3-4 home opener. It's going to be jammed. One time, are you going to be there? Mariners are playing their first road game. The season didn't get off to that great of a start. Rod's Wacky says the Mariners have won each of their last 8 games against AL West opponents. So I'll give the ballpark pal thoughts here at Angel Stadium. It's minus 1% home runs, minus 12% doubles and triples, minus 1% singles, minus 6% runs. Jose, touch on line history. Wager detective moving on the Mariners. We know the play of the day for the truth teller on his 44th birthday is the Mariners. We have Justin McKelvey on Detmer's 6+ strikeouts here. Wine Time won't be there tonight, but it'll be next Tuesday against the Braves. And just my 2 cents play of the day is in, folks. Get this copied and pasted. It is your LA Angels plus 136. Jose, take it away.
Yeah, I agree. Angels are nothing for me here. Minus 164 is now minus 155, which makes me feel a little better if you're an Angels backer. You just talked about the money splits there. 57% of the bets on the Mariners, 68% of the money on the Angels. I think I just have a little bit of a bias, a negative bias towards Reed Detmers and all those innings he pitched as a starter. He was one of the best relievers in baseball last year. And the fact that they made him a starter again was like, ugh. But I get it. They don't have much starters, and they want to build on that upside. So I get it, but it's not going to be a bet for me. If gun to head, if Weinstein told me to bet $1,000 of his dollars, I'd bet the Angels because I know that motherfucker hates the Mariners. So Angels for me, if I had to bet it.
Yeah. Oh, he says, okay. I was like, where is his action? He wants the under 8 and the Halos, but he's going to wait here. Going to wait.
Yeah,
by the way, Big Daddy
Angels,
Boom,
you'll feel better.
Big Daddy Boom says Avila in short, starting pitcher by trade, future projection, acts as a multi-inning reliever or spot starter in the majors. I found this game extremely difficult. And I think I'm okay staying off of it, but I found it extremely difficult. I got Chris Mack, Rack Attack in the house. It is great to see you. Listed starting pitcher for each team. We can make that happen. That's great. No, Chris Mack. And this, we also are working on, we enlarged the games, and then our own action is going to be now at the bottom. You'll see that on the late show this evening. Okay, we got to speed it up a little bit. Next up for us, Braves, Diamondbacks, Grant Holmes versus Eduardo Rodriguez. I don't think Grant Holmes makes it through the season because of this right elbow issues that he's been facing for the last couple of years, the move to a starter. I think Eduardo Rodriguez is locked in. I am on the Arizona Diamondbacks here, Chase Field, Phoenix, Arizona. Roof will be open here. The Braves sticks went wild last night. They went wild. And I don't want to get too caught up in what happened yesterday. I never want to. But so far this year, any team that's erupted, fading them the next day has gone very well. This is almost the identical situation of us being on Taj Bradley and the Twins yesterday. The Royals had erupted for 12 runs the day before, and all of a sudden their sticks fell asleep. Why wouldn't the Braves sticks fall asleep here, traveling over to Arizona against the pitcher who was much, much better in the second half of the season? A line history-wise here, and I'll grab the ballpark pal, but line history-wise here, we have a 2-cent move to the over, small from 9 minus 115 to 9 minus 117. We have, okay, this is good. This is great. A big move to Arizona. Yeah, 12-cent move since I last looked. Yeah, that's a relief. That's an absolute relief. Makes me feel very, very good. The expectation here for Chase, minus 9% homers, plus 18% doubles and triples, even 0% singles, plus 2% runs. Jose Bouquet, we got to be tight. We did break this game down yesterday. Take it away.
Yep, I'll keep it brief. No action for me here. Line movement in this game, like you mentioned, minus 118 for the Braves is now minus 111 at BetOnline. So line coming towards the Diamondbacks here, and I'm interested to see how long Grant Holmes will last this season. So nothing for me in this game, but shout out to you. I hope Eddie Aces takes care of you.
I think that we should, WBC locked and loaded, sort of like Lorenzen. We'll see how that works. Circling back quickly, and we saved 43 seconds here, but circling back quickly, I think, and Rod's Wacky saying each of the Angels' last 4 home games against AL West opponents have gone under the total. Wine Time saying he wants the under. The line moving towards the Angels tells us that Detmer is going to pitch well. I think we can trust Woo.
First 3 under?
And more, maybe a first 3 and full game. So I'm happy that we capped that. If the market is telling us that Detmer is going to pitch well, it was the fact that I wanted to back Woo. So I think unders are in play. Whether that means a double up first 3 and full game, I kind of do. Billy Friedrich doesn't like a side here in Braves Diamondbacks, but likes the over. Let's move on here, Jose. Astros Athletics, Sutter Health Park in Sacramento, California, the home opener for the Athletics. And Wine Time says Reed was lights out going to the 5th inning last game. Jose, you've moved on this game, and we got to be tight here. Let me just go over quickly what's changed. The total has not changed since last night. There's 23-cent move to the over. Remember, it had gone bigger than that. There was about 8 cents of buyback. And then on the money line here, we have a plus 107 to minus 105. That's a 12-cent move. Looking around at some other books are now books that I don't care much about their line movement, have moved the Athletics to the favorite. Maybe they're just copying and pasting the sharper books here. But Jose Bouquet, this is your spot. And I've become interested in joining you. So now the thing that concerned me in this spot, I'll tell you this, maybe you can touch on it. So I'll tell you the reason why I thought that maybe people were putting a little bit too much credence on Javier's terrible start to start the year. So take it away though, my man. This is your action.
Yep, I am on the Oakland Las Vegas A's here. I got last night minus 105. Right now, line movement, I mean, it's not much. God damn it, I closed out my fucking bet site. It's not much line movement here, but it hasn't been enough for it to make me feel better about myself here. As I pull back up MLB, here we go. Minus 118 opener at Bet Online, and we are now seeing minus 105 each way. Bovada is even showing that the A's are now favored in this matchup in this game. They opened up minus 119. Houston Astros. Why is the best team against lefties in a small sample size such a bettable price against Jeffrey Springs, a lefty that does not inspire confidence? I had it last night. I didn't mention it, and I closed out of the page. But his last few appearances against the Astros have been pretty decent as well, like 5-6 innings, 1-2 earned run kind of performances. And if we get that today, I will be happy. I will be happy about that. And I think the A's offense can get us enough offense to get us going. So A's money line for me, minus 105.
Yeah, Joel Torres, we can't cap every game anymore because we still have NBA and NHL. We're trying to work our way through it. So we did skip two games, or is it 3? But yeah, and I apologize. It's time is the issue, Joel. We're figuring this all out. My show used to be 5 hours long. Stacks Play of the Day is in here. We're trying something different, and it's tough. It's tricky. Maybe we should figure out a way on the night show, in the morning show, then to have covered every single game. But the games that we're not betting, we're not really breaking down. Stacks Play of the Day is here in Astros Athletics. Stacks Play of the Day is in, and it is the over 10 here for Justin McKelvey.
Stacks.
Mets, Giants, Oracle Park, San Francisco, California. Look, Molly was spectacular last year, and I was negative about Molly last night, but it was just because I hadn't slept in a long time. I was, why am I?
Wine Time's good friend. You're slandering there.
It's Wine Time's good friend. 2.1 ERA, 1.13 WHIP, and 16 starts last year. Come on, I mean, I just don't buy it. Nolan McLean, I want to back him. I want him to step up, and here is the right situation to do it. And we're not talking about the sticks. We're not talking about the offense yet. I just don't trust it with such a small sample size. We'll start next week. Obviously, the Mets offense has been asleep. Bichette's been terrible. And this isn't the ballpark, that creates change. And they're coming off another bad game. But this line, I was nervous when we got to the show because I moved late at minus 128. And that this had moved back to minus 122 when we start the show, and I started sweating last night. This then got back to minus 135 at 3 a.m. It's sitting here back at minus 128, an 18-cent move towards the New York Mets. Ballpark pal thoughts here on the field for San Francisco Oracle: minus 19% home runs, minus 1% doubles and triples, plus 2% singles, minus 9% runs. When we get to the total here for this one, from a total standpoint here, we have a 7.5 minus 118 to the over. We've seen overs in this ballpark, surprisingly, to start the year. Maybe not in the Yankees series or whatever, but we just saw an over and heavy movement towards the over late, and it cost me money. Take it away, Jose. I'm on the Mets Giants.
Yeah, interesting line move in this game. So we'll go with we'll go with Bet Online first. Minus 110 opener has gone all the way up to minus 135, is now minus 128. That makes you feel good if you bet the Mets. On the opposite side, Bookmaker opened up minus 133, and now it is now minus 122. Got down to minus 115 this morning at about 11 a.m. As well. So the very interesting different line moves in this game. It's Mets or nothing for me too. I think Wine Time probably got him a good connect last year with some Trembolone, as our guy Loshak would say, hooked him up, and I think those juices are going to run out. And I think Nolan McLean is a back pitcher, WBC pitcher, as we've talked about, and he pitched in the finals. So I trust the guy generally. So I'd be Mets or nothing for me, but I have not moved on this game, keeping it a little bit tighter than usual.
I'm not. Well, I did that first week when we were down in San Antonio, but I'm opening it up.
That wasn't intentional. That was just the soup.
The soup was a part of it. Joel Torres, did you move on the Rangers game? Time is a factor here, and we apologize, Joel, that we did miss a couple spots. We did miss the Pirates game. There could be rain in the forecast there. I'm on the Tigers minus 1 and minus 116. Toronto, Chicago White Sox under 8 minus 120. Diamondbacks at plus 112. Mets minus 128. Padres plus 105. Dodgers, Washington first 5 over 4.5 at minus 120. Dodgers, Washington, full game over 9.5 at minus 110. Padres, first 5 at plus 107. I'm on the full game plus 105. The lines move slightly against me. Toronto, Chicago White Sox, first 3 under 2. I'm already on the under 8. Tampa Bay, Minnesota, first 3 under 2.5. Full game under 8. Rockies, first 3 plus a half. Rockies, first 5 plus a half. And Jose Bouquet, Rays, minus 105. A's, minus 105. Red Sox, minus 120. And the addition was his Kansas City Royals at minus 110. We got to work quickly here. We can cut the NBA from 2:30 down to 2 minutes. I can hammer these fast. I've hammered the NBA card. My first 2 triple ups of the season. Jose, get us started, my man.
Sure. Let's talk about the first game we've got here, which is
we skipped the Pacers one. It's Timberwolves, Sixers.
Minnesota Timberwolves versus the Philadelphia 76ers. A fun game here because the 76ers are seemingly showing signs of life. Jimmy, I believe you said the days are all running in together, but you said the 76ers are a back team for the rest of the season. Regular season. Yeah. We got to underline that specifically for you Sixers fans out there. Regular season. So it's very interesting. 2.5 is what the line is now. I have already lost my line movement site because I am a jackass, I guess. But
I can jump in here quickly. Oh, by the way, Wine Time will most likely be on the Mets. I was astonished that Embiid is doubtful, and the line still moved to 2.5, and it's because it looks like the Wolves are locked into the 6th seed. And anytime you expect Edwards to be out, the guy wants to be out on the floor. He wants to hoop. But the fact that Embiid is doubtful and it moves to 2.5 is very, very telling. Rod Zawacki says 76ers lost 8 of their last 9 games against teams that held a winning record.
Interesting.
Look, the first of a back-to-back for the Sixers, the second half of a back-to-back for the Timberwolves. I moved on to -2 when the show was over. It was a 1.5. So to see the 2.5 right now makes me pleased. When we get over to the cash flow for this spot here, and I'll get this up quickly because I had a MLB up. We have the 76ers with 54% of tickets, 70% of the cash. Circus still hanging just the 2. 62% of tickets on the over, 63% of cash on the under. And I'm on the Sixers -2. This team is playing with heart. The fact that Embiid's not out there again, though, is a concern. He said he could have played 2 nights ago when they put up 153 at the Wizards. He had the impassioned speech when they lost by 10 to the Heat. So it makes me a little nervous. But my only thought is that they know that Ant is out. Why would this go to 2.5 with them be doubtful? So I'm on the Sixers -2, -110. And yes, I think the Sixers are a bet on team. And the Timberwolves look like they're stuck in that 6th seed. And if they got to play the Lakers in the first round, I think that would make Ant real happy. Imagine all the Instagram models he'd be banging out there, man. I'm on the Sixers -2. Jose, let's roll into Hawks Nets.
Hawks Nets, our next game on the board here. Line moving towards the Hawks. Unfortunately, here 16.5 is what it opened. I was at 15.5 last night and has come back up to the 16.5 here for the Atlanta Hawks. Here we have, and that's not too surprising, honestly. They're not public, but the Nets are tanking, so we knew that. 55% of the bets, 84% of the money is on your Brooklyn Nets.
Yeah, also Jeff Slaughter on the Nets with me here. I only got a 16. I could have timed this a little better, but the Hawks are rolling, and they're playing. They're defeating the Celtics. They're beating good basketball teams. They're coming off a 29-point win. We have the 30-point rule in effect with the Nets coming off a loss at home to the Charlotte by 31. This could be a spot like the Pelicans game last night where at halftime you feel really good about your position and then it falls apart late. But I just don't see how the Hawks get up for this game. I don't see it. I really don't. They have a couple days off before their next game, so they're going to go out in New York tonight. They're going to go out in New York as the talk of the NBA. And look, I find it difficult to believe that they smash a bad team. It's tricky to play these terrible basketball teams. So I think the Nets menace here. It's just a unit bet for me. It's because I'm tripling up on 2 spots. But I'm on the Brooklyn Nets +16. Shout out to Quinn Snyder. Shout out to the Atlanta Hawks. They're playing spectacular basketball. But this is not for me. We got Rusty Kuntz in the house play today. We're going to talk about that spot. Turns out I came so close to betting that yesterday. I may have to now that you're on it. Jose, let's roll on to the next spot. My first triple up of the season.
The Toronto Raptors. Your Toronto Raptors against the Memphis Grizzlies here. I just kind of want to sit back and let Jimmy wax here. 64% of the bets, 74% of the money on the Memphis Grizzlies here. And this line has gone up to 13.5, Jimmy.
I timed this well because I told you I didn't move on the full game before the show because I was like, oh man, I'm watching this move. It was a 13.5 at the time at 365. I could have still got a 12, and I was like, the offshores, different offshores, but I was like, and then after the show, I was like, no, take the 12. Take the 12. I bet the 12. It had moved a 1.5 back to 12 even at 365. It's like, take the 12. Then I wake up and this line's moving towards the Toronto Raptors. Look, this is the time of year you're supposed to believe in heart and character. And the Raptors are coming off the most embarrassing basketball game of the year. And this is the final game of a homestand for the Grizzlies. They take off and play. They fly to Milwaukee tomorrow and play the Bucks on Sunday. And the Raptors have to win this. The Raptors could end up the 10 seed. I mean, they're falling. All these teams behind them are climbing and catching them. And who do the Raptors have? They play at Boston on Sunday, and then they host the Heat back to back. This is Sweaty Butcher also with this birthday, man. Sweaty Butcher and the Truth Teller. Oh man, happy birthday, Sweaty Butcher. Yes, Jose, we need birthday picks for both the Truth Teller and our guy Sweaty Butcher, Mr. Exotic in the house, man. Happy birthday. So I added first quarter, I added first half, I tripled up. Now it's, Jamal Shed at point, IQ out until they come back home. So IQ won't be there against the Celtics either. Look, this is the season on the line against the team on the last game of a 6-game homestand that doesn't care to be there. I mean, come on. Come on. This team better step up from the first moment or, already you couldn't get tickets before. Now tickets are available for all these home games. The issue here for Memphis with Spencer and Jerome out, Prosper doubtful, Gibson doubtful, is you have Javon Small, Cedric Howe has been playing good, Ryan Rupert at the 3, Gigi Jackson at 4, Hendricks at the 5. Pirtle is going to Hendricks going to do nothing. Barnes should be the menace in this basketball game. BI is by far the most electric offensive player on the court. Come on, triple up, my first triple up of the season. Let's get this money. My man, 4th and 1 Entertainment on Scotty Barnes double-double. That makes so much sense to me. He's also on Johnson double-double and Tatum double-double and Cat double-double. But that Barnes here, he's going to run shop here. My first triple up of the season in the NBA, and it's just a 1 of 2 today. So I'm tripling up on the Raptors. Jose, let's roll.
Let's roll. Bucks, Celtics. The Celtics, huge favorites in this game here. They are 17.5 points now, opened up at 15 here. 54% of the bets, 78% of the money on the Celtics.
Yeah, look, I get it. I find it very difficult to imagine the Celtics going all in this basketball game. We talked about, what did we need to move on the Bucks, and it was just Rollins. Now Sims is probable too, so I could say it's both Sims and Rollins, but they're both probable, and that's exactly what I needed to press the button. Look, this isn't like I'm getting 17. Like it's a huge number. It's the final game of a 4-game road trip. They just put up 147 against the Heat while they bounced back after losing to the Hawks. Those games mean something. This game doesn't mean anything. Pistons locked up that number 1 seed. This is meaningless basketball. Now the Celtics have a ton of character and can screw this all up. But I had to bet the Bucks here. I got them. Oh, shoot. Let me grab what I got them. I know I got them at plus 17. Oh, no, I took that hook. I think I paid for the hook, which I didn't like after pressing the button. I was like, if you're going to take a dog this big, it cost me 3 cents, minus 113. But I took the hook, plus 17.5, minus 113. By the way, I got the Raptors first quarter, minus 3.5. First half, minus 7.5. And then that full game, minus 12 last night. Jose, let's keep rolling.
Let's keep rolling. And again, shout out to Sweaty Butcher. Happy birthday to you, my guy. Orlando Magic, Dallas Mavericks here. We talked about it last night. The Magic are one of the more disappointing teams in basketball this year. But today they could have all the glory with 64% of the bets, 89% of the money on the Orlando Magic here. And this line has moved from 5.5 to 6.5 Magic.
It hasn't really. It's because it moved to 7, and there was a 7.5 at 365, and then it came back. So I wish that was the case. I don't feel right now like the lines move towards the Magic. If I didn't realize these were not the numbers on the Magic, earlier this morning. 89% of the tickets on them. I mean, if this doesn't close at 7.5 or 8, I'm in trouble. Look, the Magic have played some horrific basketball games, and they seem to step back after losing by 50 at Toronto. They came back home, and I know they're not home here, and beat the Suns 115-111. They're coming off a 29-point loss to the Hawks. It was embarrassing beyond measure. The Mavericks host the Lakers on Sunday. That's a game that maybe means something to them. I know it is Friday night basketball, and so we know what happens at these stadiums Friday night. They're usually pretty energetic and a lot of fun. But we have Washington, Martin, and Bagley out. So it's Flagg, Christie, Najee Marshall, Middleton, Gafford. The season's on the line for the Magic and the Raptors. The season against teams that don't care. So I tripled up on the Orlando Magic off the 29-point loss against the Hawks. I tripled up on them. So I'd moved on the -7 last night. This better close at 7.5 or 8. I got the first quarter -2 at -103. I could have paid a lot for the 1.5. I didn't. I'm on the Magic first half -3.5 at -105. I could have paid a ton for the 3 as well, and I didn't. but the market not moving makes me very uncomfortable. Triple up on the Raptors, triple up on the Magic. Not only is their season on the line, my season's on the line. I'm back in the black overall in NBA. I need this. I've been catching up with all of the action we had from Palooza, so I'm not sleeping. But all the records will be intact here when we get back on Monday. But Jose, I tripled up on the Magic. Let's roll on.
We roll on to New Orleans Pelicans, Sacramento Kings here. 4.5 opener, now at 6 for the New Orleans Pelicans here. There is 91% of the bets and 70% of the money on the Sacramento Kings. Wow.
I like it. Big Master says, if I'm Dallas, I'm up for this game. Spoiler to a team that's been in a bad way. Non-conference, Mastro? What do the Mavericks care about the Orlando Magic? I mean, I look, I don't feel it, but I'm not. I just, Big Master says, Lakers just lost to OKC badly. They're going to smash Dallas, and they know it. What game's going to be more exciting? Desmond Bain and Banchero coming in, or Luka and LeBron? I mean, I hear you. I hear you. And obviously, I'm surprised the public's moving on Magic, a team that's lost 2 of their last 3 games by combined 85 points. But, I get it. The line's not moving, and it makes me uncomfortable. But I hear you, Big Master. Here, look, the Pelicans fell apart late. So I didn't want to triple up on the Pelicans. This is the worst possible scenario for Sacramento, I believe, for any team. They just played their best game of the year. DeMar DeRozan and Precious Achiuwa, maybe best game of the year is arguable, but a very important game for these 2X Raptors. They combined for 56 points. Achiuwa goes for 19 rebounds. Then yesterday, they fly from Toronto to Sacramento. That's a long flight. I mean, I've never flown to Sacramento. I've always flown from Toronto to LA, but it's a long flight, a taxing flight. And, it's just a terrible, terrible situation. And I was, I saw the line, the full game moving towards the Pelicanos, and I only moved on the first quarter, first half, because I wondered because the Pelicans come back home after a long road trip, 5-game road trip. They got all these things to take care of. They probably got a little jet lag. Can they gather themselves late? And also, it's second half of back-to-back. So, could the Pelicans have heavy legs late? I moved on the Pelicans first quarter and first half. First quarter -1.5, -109. First half -3 at -107. Yankee JJ in the house. What up, my man? Big Master says Pelicans smash spot. And we have a top set saying liking the over here. Big Master says, I think the fans in Dallas are going to cheer for the Lakers and Luka more for Dallas. Look, it's just a massive game that they're going to care about. Shout out to Chris Mac Rack Attack with a $20 dono. Says, wishing everybody the best of luck on this Good Friday. Crush your bets and let's have a day. Respect, Chris Mac Rack Attack. For me, last night I was on the 76ers -2, Nets +16, and Magic -7. The additions were Raptors -12 right after the show. Then Raptors first quarter -3.5. Raptors first half -7.5. Bucks +17.5. Magic first quarter -2. Magic first half -3.5. Pelicans first quarter -1.5. Pelicans first half -3. And I think I have the birthday pick. I think I have it. But let's touch on NHL quickly. We can just go a minute a game. I know exactly how I'm going to handle it.
All right. Well, let's talk about the National Hockey League here, Mr. Jimmy the Bag here. In our first matchup, we have your favorite team, the Long Island, the New York Islanders here versus the Philadelphia Flyers here. A fun game, an interesting matchup in this one here, Jimmy. What do you think about it?
Everything's on the line for both teams, but the Flyers are kind of done here. And this is their third game in 4 nights. They just lost 4-2 to Detroit. I wish they had have beaten Detroit. It would have made this easier. Islanders are coming off their second straight loss, 4-3 at Buffalo on Tuesday. It's the first of a back-to-back. They play at Carolina. Carolina's running over good hockey teams right now. They have to win this hockey game. They just have to win it. There's no what's the line right now on the Islanders?
It opened up at -153. It is now -140 at BetOnline.
Lines moved against me. Look, if the Islanders have no heart, if they have no heart, we can let this go. But it's just their whole season's on the line. Their entire season's on the line here against the Flyers team that just traveled. Look, Tocchet, I mean, he said nice things about Martone and a couple of the young guys, but he, behind closed doors, he beats the shit out of these guys. This guy, Rick Tocchet's the toughest guy in the room, in every room he walks into. These guys are exhausted. No team needed the Olympic break more than the Flyers just to get away from their drunken father, Rick Tocchet. So, look, I don't like the line moving against me. I'm on the Islanders -1 at +103. Obviously, I get a much better line now, but it is what it is. And we got my man Billy rocking with me, Isles -1. Let's roll on to Blues Ducks, my man.
Blues Ducks, our last game on the board here. So shout out to everyone watching along with us here. -140 opened the Anaheim Ducks. They've gone down 2 cents, so truly not much line movement there, Jimmy.
Yeah, and this is just, TJ, I was like, in the chat said it's just recency bias that the Ducks, aren't being hammered right now. Rusty Kuntz play today on the Ducks Blues under 6.5 is nice. Like, I get it. I dig it. I wanted it. I'm going to take another look at it afterwards. The problem is I could see the Ducks win this game 5-2. Be up 3-2 or 4-2 and have an empty netter and push it over. It's tricky here. And look, 4 seats behind the goal for Mammoth Oilers Tuesday. Oh, Steven Fehrenbach. Man, I wish I was sitting right beside you for that, man. That sounds like heaven. These special teams are weak, both penalty killing and power play. I really like his under, but the Ducks come off their 3rd straight loss, 4-3 to the Sharks on Wednesday. This is game 1 of a crucial 5-game homestand. They have to win this game. They have to win right now. They have to. This is the time of year where teams have to deliver. Now, look, I said that I looked past Boston's road record, and they lost, to Florida 2-1. So some of these teams, when they have to win on the road, don't. But when they have to win at home, when it's all on the line, I've never bet so much money and so many times on a team like I did last night on the Golden Knights at home, new coach, have to win. And this is a similar spot. If the Blues score a goal, I believe we got to take the Ducks. It's not like Joel Quenneville's lost the room. I'm interested in joining the Rusty Kuntz play today, Ducks, Blues, under. I have my birthday pick for my man Sweaty Butcher and my man the Truth Teller. I got the bet here. So let me just move over here. This is what I think is and I'm gonna bet it too. I want to see what the line's gonna be too. So my birthday pick is Magic Raptors first quarter money line parlay at +123. I'm gonna bet this. Magic Raptors first quarter money line parlay at +123 for the fellas. Matty I says opening day in Detroit is amazing. Hope you guys are well. I was thinking about that, man. God, it's my favorite day in Detroit. So that is the birthday pick. Jose, your birthday pick for our great friends.
Easy. Boston Red Stockings, money line, Sweaty Butcher. Enjoy it. Let's ride.
So Jose's is Red Sox money line. Magic Raptors first quarter money line. I'm adding it right after the show. I'm going to ride with the birthday pick for Mr. Exotic, the Sweaty Butcher, and the Truth Teller. Let's review all action here. For Jose, Rays -105, A's -105, Red Sox -120, and then he's had the Kansas City Royals -110, which I'm very interested in. I'm going to put my additions in right now because we got to start work on the show tonight that caps Saturday's action. We have gone over. This is the first time that we've gone over our time, trying to go for an hour. We've done it each time, but this time I've got to figure out how to not talk about all these MLB games. I will work on it. For me, Tigers -1, Toronto, Chicago White Sox under 8, Diamondbacks money line, Mets money line, Padres money line, Dodgers, Washington first 5 over 4.5, Dodgers, Washington full game over 9.5, Padres first 5, Toronto, Chicago White Sox first 3 under 2, Tampa Bay, Minnesota first 3 under 2.5, Tampa Bay, Minnesota full game under 8, Rockies first 3 +0.5, Rockies first 5 +0.5. I'm interested in the Royals and a couple other things here. Still, I'm interested in the A's, but I'm interested in a couple spots here. In the NBA, 76ers -2, Nets +16, Magic -7. as well as the Raptors -12, Raptors first quarter -3.5, Raptors first half -7.5, the Bucks +17.5, Magic first quarter -2, Magic first half -3.5, Pelicans first quarter -1.5, Pelicans first half -3. In the National Hockey League, I'm on the Islanders -1 at +103, Ducks -1 at +119, and I do have interest in that under 6.5. It does make a ton of sense because it's a playoff type game. You could say the same thing about the Islanders Flyers games. It just seems we talked about how when they play each other, it goes to overtime or shootouts. They haven't been playing enough quality defensive hockey for me, but that is our action. Let's talk about the plays of the day from Cappers in our chat. Billy Friedrich, play of the day. Pig Milk, play of the day. The Blue Jays alt team total over 5.5 +145. Stacks, play of the day number 1. Seager, 2+ bases at +105. We have Astros Athletics over 10. Stacks, play of the day number 2. For the Goracle, Besiktas Valencia parlay at +134. Pagula Kessler moneyline parlay at +108. Hino Ball Brewers moneyline, Marlins moneyline. Big Daddy Boom the Tigers. The play of the day for the Truth Teller Seattle Mariners. The Gamma Ray play of the day from the Nuke Workers. The Blue Jays double result at -120. Big Show on McGonigal over 1.5 bases at +105. 3 bases +3 and base 3 or more bases at +230. Dabby Cab Tigers first 5 -1/2. Nemo over 1.5 total bases. Marsh over 1.5 total bases. Just my 2 cents play of the day is the Angels +136. Thank you guys so much for rocking with us on our morning show. I went over. I'm gonna work on it. Just so much to talk about. So much action to get out. Wager Detective Yankee, JJ The Solution, Maddie Ice, Steven Fahrenbach, Justin McKelvey, Jermaine in the house says bum ass Bruins fade on the road. Jermaine, they got me. Kristen Hess, Chris Mack Rack Attack, thank you so much for the dono. The Goracle, thank you for your super chats. It means a ton to us. Big Mastro, great to have you back in business. The Solution, Markel, Oldie, Elio, my man. Kelly McKinnis, 4th and 1 Entertainment. So many to thank. Thank you guys for rocking with us. Joel Torres, thank you. Jose, my man. Big Daddy Boom, Leon, thank you. Take it away, Jose. Bless our action and let us into the future.
Yeah, this is going to be a fun one. And guys, I know change is tough. I know it's a little difficult. I know we're figuring it all out together, but hang with us. Don't worry. Guests will be back here soon. All of this stuff will get tweaked. We'll figure it all out, and we thank you guys for rocking and rolling with us here. Let's go make some money today, ladies and germs here. Shout out to our birthdays as well. Shout out to our Truth Teller and Sweaty Butcher. Shout out to you guys, both looking good for your ages, you old fucks. Top Set, Nasty Nate, Big Daddy Boom, all you guys, thank you. Steve Fahrenbach, good luck at the hockey game.
It's not
on Tuesday.
Not till Tuesday, but I should have been on the Mammoth. Steve was right.
Shout out to Steve, good Ohio guy. Taking his dad, by the way, an Alaskan who's never seen McJesus play in person. So that should be
4 rows back of McJesus.
Yeah, so you'll see it. So that'll be a whole lot of fun. Shout out to you guys. Let's go make some money today. And Leche, Los Bookmakers.
It's easier to sleep in the black. When you're losing your ass and feeling so, you know what to do. Tune in to Pop Sports Radio. Easier to sleep in the black. It's easier to sleep in the black. It's a roller coaster ride, you're gonna catch a bad beat. No problem, keep your head up and just bet the spreadsheet. It's easier to sleep in the black. It's easier to sleep in the black. All thanks to Jeff Slaughter, these shows have our backs. POD's always rolling, especially the stats. Easier to sleep in the black. It's easier to sleep in the black. We got Jimmy, Jose, Dabby and the fam. Dutch wine time, Spooner and OG Wham. So hit the like button, don't say that you can't. If you know what's best, just put your money on tape.